Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.
249, Flippinar 249. Today's title: Let's partner in 2023. Land, houses, apartments, self-storage, maybe a few other things. But we're here to talk about real estate investing with a strong emphasis on wholesale and real estate. My name is Ty, aka the Flip Man. Renikia Williams is not here today, but the lovely Adria AP, aka AP, is here to make this go a lot more smoother than I can. So if you want to join us live and get your questions answered, maybe get a property comped, just text the word Gator to 205-964-5243. Real quick, if you're in the Atlanta market or you think you want to get into the Atlanta market and you want a dominating domain name, website name that tells it all, AtlantaCashBuyers.com is a domain name that I've owned for a few years. Had some intent, never took action. So, hey, it's just sitting on the shelf, not making me a dime. So here's an opportunity to get AtlantaCashBuyers.com as your own domain name. And I'm going to throw in on top of it, if you're interested in pricing, just text me at 205-964-5243. But also I'm going to throw in coaching along with it. Now you could just think about it. This is basically buying a business, being able to market and brand yourself as the go-to when people think about selling their house or selling real estate in general. They'll think about AtlantaCashBuyers.com. It tells it all. So if you're interested in purchasing that website and domain name, I'll share as much as I know about internet marketing, along with obviously wholesaling, real estate, or just real estate investing in general. It comes with it. Hit me up and I'll let you know what that ticket is. It's a ticket. But hey, some of you all got it. Let's get it. So over to you, AP. Oh, one real quick before we get started, make sure you do this. Subscribe to the channel by selecting this button here. Once you subscribe to the channel, tap the little bell, select all, so you now are alerted whenever we upload new videos like this one and when we go live daily. Boom, over to you, AP.
All right, as the man said, boom, here we are. Thank you for joining us live tonight. Flippinar number 249. Almost one way from that 250. All right. Yeah, I've been doing this for a minute. For you guys. This is a place where you can ask those questions relating to creative real estate investing, focusing mostly on wholesaling real estate with little to no cash or credit. This is a place where you want to be. This Thursday, you still have time to tell someone else to come and join us. Send them an email, send them a tag them in it, whatever you need to do to get them on over here to have a power hour of knowledge, all free for you. What you're going to do is you're going to post your questions in the chat. I'll read the questions and Ty will answer it. As he mentioned earlier, Renikia is not with us tonight, but she can be reached across all social media platforms at her name, Renikia Williams. So shout outs. Emmanuel, good evening. Stephanie Cage, great evening to you. Hilton, Eric says, what's up, philanthropist? I still can't say that, Eric. And he's our movie quote guru. Jason John Perez, thank you for being here. Yes, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, however you celebrate, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, Bodhi, whatever it is that's for you and your family. We wish you nothing but love, much love, much love. And let's see here, Instagram, TikTok, same thing for you guys. Post those questions in that chat and I will read your questions as well. Keep in mind, guys, you can come on live and ask your own question and any follow-up questions that you may have by texting the word Gator, Gator, to 205-964-5243. Again, that number is 205-964-5243. All right, let's get it. You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, diving right into this thing. Hilton Foster, you're up. The question is, How can you skip trace other than using PropStream?
Actually, I have a video. If you text, do I have that set up? Let me see here. So more, sir. Let me see. Yeah, if you text the word, if you text the word skip to the 205-964-5243. I prefer to use batch with that. All right. And so batch leads, it simplifies it to do single skips. And I like the percentage of hits that you'll get better through batch leads personally. So now we use both, but I'm just telling you which one I think is best. So, but you text the word skip, SKIP, that'll send you over there to that option.
All right. Thank you for answering that. Next question up. Jason, thank you for joining us tonight. Do we have to tell the cash buyers that we are wholesalers?
Yes, you want to tell them that. You only want to deal with cash buyers that want to deal with wholesalers. If they have an issue with dealing with the wholesaler, that's someone you don't want to deal with, because you want investors / cash buyers that want to buy from you over and over again. You want someone that views you as an asset to their operation because of what? You're helping them find deals to make money. Only an idiot wouldn't want to do that. You know, I'm sure some investor cash buyers have had bad experiences with some wholesalers, but they probably had some bad experience with some sellers, and they don't stop targeting sellers or whatever. So that's the business. So there's going to be enough good ones out there that can make their life a lot easier to find what they're looking for, which is really great real estate deals.
All right. I want to add on to that. So the question, guys, was, do you tell your cash buyers that you're a wholesaler? The answer is yes. But to your seller, no need to disclose that. To your seller, you are a real estate investor.
Yeah, and there was a guy, he was commenting, some guy named, I ain't going to say what his name was. But anyway, that's unethical and dishonest. Okay. So let's break that down. All right. So if you don't tell a seller that you're a wholesaler, okay. So everyone that's watching this right now are trying to actively learn this.
Correct.
And still have tons of questions.
Correct.
So suppose you try to explain this to a seller and what your role is in the deal. Most people are not going to want to deal with you because they don't understand it. They're going to automatically think you're trying to scam them, and you're not. You're just using a method that most people are not aware of in real estate to close deals and make money. Correct. So the contract says you're the buyer, but that contract also gives you the right to assign that agreement.
Mm-hmm. Every contract is assignable.
You make money. One of the ways you make money in this world is being able to do something that most people either are not willing to do or not aware they can do it legally.
Okay.
It is what at the end of the day, are they getting their money?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, can you perform?
Yeah.
So now, whoever that person is, they're the ethical police, I guess. Who gave you the badge? Who gave you the chief? You know what I'm saying? What's on it? Because it's not the norm doesn't mean that it's unethical or dishonest, because it's not the norm. If you want to be the sheep, which most of us are to some degree, on pretty much different things, but you don't have to be a sheep in this arena.
Gotcha.
Bad.
That's a goat.
What does sheep say?
We often say bad for sheep too, but bad is a goat.
Well, what does sheep do?
I think bad too.
Okay, then.
It is because it's baa black sheep.
Yeah.
Baa black sheep. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was a goat though. Yeah. Okay. See, it was a compliment. I was saying you are the goat. See what I did? See how I did that? See how I flipped it? Nice save. Okay, so Raina _Nana_ on TikTok wants to know, are you in Illinois?
Am I in Illinois? No, we're in Birmingham, Alabama. Spelled with a B. Hey, internet is a powerful tool. You can do the same thing in Illinois as you can in Alabama, other parts of the country. But a few years back, probably 3 or 4 years back, the state of Illinois passed a law or ordinance or whatever that requires that to wholesale in that state more than one property a year, you need a broker's or a real estate license, whatever it's called there. Now, there's a way to get around that legally, is you just create a service that you can, okay, so you would want to partner with, if you don't want to get a license for whatever reason, that'll probably be me. You could partner with someone that does have a license. And the way you can easily get paid is that this is the short version of it. Each time that you all put a property under contract, just create a website specifically for that website. And when you close on it, just sell your partner / broker or agent that website for whatever your share of the deal is. That's legal. So, boom.
All right. Thank you for that. So next question is going to be from Instagram from 092Floss. How do you factor pending comps when determining your ARV?
How do you factor pending comps when determining ARV?
Yes.
Pending comps?
Pending
Well,
comps.
those are not comps because they haven't sold.
Gotcha.
You have no idea what they have about to sell that property for, because it's just going to show pending. It's not going to say pending property on the contract for XYZ dollars. So no, you don't want to include those.
Got you. Thank you. Adam Break 778. Yes, this should be interesting. Thank you for joining us live. Okay. So VicTop 330 on TikTok says, do you have a free cold calling script online?
Yeah. If you text the word script to 205-964-5243, that video will actually break all of that down for you.
All right. Thank you for that. Sliding back over to Instagram. How do you combat that when you come across sellers who have, for all intents and purposes, been approached by previous wholesalers and they are extremely skeptical about doing business with you?
Well, number one, you don't even, you're a buyer, so you don't, hey, I don't know what they do. We buy houses. That's it. You call that whatever you want to. Number one. Now, you just try to make them comfortable in your process and be confident in what you're saying and how it's going to work. Hey, we buy houses as is. We close in 3 to 4 weeks or whatever time frame you want to put on it. We pay all closing costs minus any unpaid taxes, mortgages, or liens.
Gotcha. Courtney Powell, yes, you can still join. You can join us live by texting the word Gator, GATOR, to the number 205-964-5243. Okay, so let's go into our next question. This one's going to come off of, it looks like Facebook. How do you cancel a wholesale contract? And this is from Joel. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it because I've been messing with people's names lately. Nope.
Kokua.
No. So I would say Koaku.
Koaku, okay.
Koaku.
All right. So how do you cancel a wholesale contract? Just written notice, either by email or actually filling out a document and attaching it to an email or hand delivered, that you're canceling the agreement. Now, if you're outside of your window of a due diligence period, then you may be still on the hook for the earnest money deposit. So, but that's how, just by written notice, email, or actual document.
All right. Thank you for answering that. So from YouTube, M-Star, have you ever used direct mailers for vacant land?
To date, because we only have started targeting vacant land this year. We only do text messages and cold calling, which has been very, very effective. You can have the same list or same number of people on a house list versus a land, and it'll outperform as far as response rate, easily 5-to-1 or whatever. So you have to think about land. In most cases, it's probably never made them money. It's only cost them money, if nothing else, but paying the taxes on it each year. With houses, in some cases, or at least they do know this, is probably have at least generated income for them, possibly, or served a purpose where it did make some money. But or there's a potential that they could, if it's a property that they don't live in, they could rent it, and may have to do some repairs or whatever. But with land, for a lot more than houses, is only cost them money, and in a lot of cases they don't owe anything on the land. So those two factors make them more receptive to your actual phone call or your communication when you reach out to them versus houses. Plus, there's a lot less competition because most investors, wholesalers, are hesitant to even target land because it can be a challenge for most people to determine a value. In order to know if you have a good deal or not, or what you should offer, or what price you should accept, just like with houses or any other forms of real estate, you have to know the end game, and that means what can it be worth, or what is it worth, either in the future or right now. And land may be a little difficult to figure that out. So,
all right, thank you. Sandra Williams says hello to everybody. My friend's brother left her a house in his will 2 weeks ago, and she wants to sell it. Is it too soon, or can she sell before the house goes into probate?
Each state is different on that. So what I would do is I would reach out to it depends on who closes deals in your market, a title company and or an attorney that deals with real estate exclusively, and just explain the situation to them, and they'll give you the exit strategy. Huh?
You hot?
Binding up.
Get the fan?
Yeah, it should be right there under you.
Okay. All right, let's jump into this next question from Instagram. So, Terenzion, the official page. So do you ideally go out to the houses that are distressed to the point that it may need a roof, windows, but overall the structure is enough to rehab? Rather, does it matter whether you go after homes that are cash opportunities, or is financed homes okay to go after as well as those that are vacant? So 2-part question there. Do you go out for the houses that are distressed to the point that they need a roof/windows, but the structure is good? And then does it matter, do you go after the ones that are just cash opportunities, or can they be financed and wholesaled as well?
Okay, so he's basically asking what type of situations or condition of properties that you go after. Does it always have to be in need of tremendous repair? Does it matter that it has a mortgage or anything on it? If it's a pretty house, does it matter? So no, it doesn't matter with any of that, in the sense of if the numbers work. That's always you're gonna hear me say that a lot if you watch enough of my content. The numbers just simply have to work. Period. So if it's a house that needs a lot of repairs, then repairs are gonna have to be calculated in that, regardless of what the condition is. And so based on the ARV, meaning what the house would appraise for once it's been renovated. So once you run those numbers, then either it works or not. Now, if it's a situation where they owe money on it with a mortgage, unpaid taxes, property taxes, or some type of lien, as long as any of those or a combination of those are less than the price that makes the deal work for you, and the seller is willing to accept something at that price or between what you need to make the deal work for you, then boom, it doesn't matter. Just get paid off at closing. So if that makes sense, but it's just all about the numbers and the situation. If the numbers work, it doesn't matter about that. It just be worked out. Assuming you got a clear title.
All right, thank you.
Or you get one.
Thank you guys for still joining us. Stephanie, Abdul Hakim, I see you, M Star, Desiree Monique, Sam Dansby, Larry Ruffin, Debbie and Scooter. Hey y'all, Courtney, Ryan the Ripper, Michael Nicholas, and Facebook user, Reason TV, Aristide, Joel, And all of you guys out there on Instagram and TikTok, it's a little bit harder for me to say those profile names. So thank you guys for being here.
So what was the last one you tried to pronounce?
Aristides.
Put it up there.
Okay.
Aristides, Joel. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
So while we at it, I'm the one who asked about canceling the contract on Facebook. So all I have to do is email the seller to say I want to cancel. Does the seller need to sign anything?
Technically, no. If it was a title company or someone you were dealing with, they would want to see both of you all sign it, right? Closing attorney. But in this situation, that notification should do. Now they say, hey, I don't want to cancel. I want you to buy the house, and how can we resolve this? Then you have to try to communicate and try to figure that out. So.
All right. Kimberly K. Parker, I'm grateful to have you here as well as Charles Madden and E. Lynn. All right, so let's go into our next question. Ryan the Ripper says, I'm actually sitting on 3 different vacant land opportunities here in the Pittsburgh area. Does anyone know of anybody in the area that's looking to buy land? So, yes, anyone that's in this chat box that's in that area. But Ryan, I would also encourage you to join the Wholesaling Real Estate with the Flipman Facebook group. And what's going on over there?
I'm going on there right now. Let's see.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. Well, we live there.
We are? Yay.
Yeah.
Well, that's probably where the Facebook was coming up saying Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe
we're live over there now. Got a couple of posts need to be approved. Boom, approve that one.
Okay.
We're gonna approve that one.
Okay. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep going. Larry Ruffin says, hi guys. Are you still giving bird dog fees for Kmarts? I'm not quite ready to divert my focus energy from single family to commercial just yet. So the commercial site buildings, using old Kmart buildings as an example, what's going on with that?
Yeah, please do. Just text me the information, and I'll normally want to just email me over the remaining information. Well, you can just email me at ty@dealator.com, like it's no secret. ty@dealator.com. Ty. Not Todd.
Ty. Ty. Like thank
Tyrone.
you. Ty like thank you. Thank you, Tyrone. Okay. Indeed, you did catch a live. Thank you for being here, Shirley Lott and Marlon Reed. Fist bump, thumbs up, boom. Thank you. All right, so let's see here. Nicholas Henry says, in tax delinquent properties, would you just bid or try to contact to see if they'll sell directly to you for a little more than what's owned on taxes?
All right, read that again.
In tax delinquent properties, would you just bid or try to contact the owners to see if they'll sell directly to you for a little more than what's owed on taxes?
Yeah. Ideally, if you can talk to the redeeming person, which is normally the owner, that's ideal. That's what you want, for sure.
Okay. So Reason TV says, is it illegal? So we're going to say, can you first? Can you wholesale a short sale deal?
Yeah, you can definitely wholesale a short sale deal if you have a number one. Okay, so first of all, let's explain a short sale for people that may not know. All right, a short sale is a method used when someone is in pre-foreclosure to try to get the bank to discount the property to make it attractive to sell it so they can get from under a potential foreclosure, right? So it's a process that the lender is going to take you through to identify what they're going to discount the property for. So once you go through that process, may take anywhere from 1 to 4 months for them to even give you an answer back. And hopefully it'll be at a price that makes sense for a potential wholesaler. All right. And so now you have to have normally going to involve a real estate agent. So you have to have the right type of buyer willing to work with you on something like that. But to answer the question, yes, it's more to it than that. But that answers the question. I mean, to answer the question, yes.
All right, thank you. Guys, just going to put it out there one more time, and probably a few more times after that as well, is that you can text the word Gator, Gator, to the number 205-964-5243 to join us live and ask your questions. You'll get bumped to the front of the line. Any follow-up questions that you have, you will be on live. You'll probably be asking the question that somebody else wants to answer to as well. So come on, come join us. Would love to have you on with us this Thursday evening. So we'll hop into our next question. Hop. I think I said that like 10 times. We hopping like a bunny. Michael Aikens says, I have someone who is looking to sell 2 different houses that are on the same property. It's a 123 Main Street and a 123A Main Street type of address. Can I put both properties under over contact?
Yeah, but before we go to the next question, if you want to join my Facebook group, you got a property you want me to comp, just text the word STACK, STACK, to 205-964-5243. I'll read that again for me. I'm sorry.
Okay, so it was about a property 123 Main Street and 123A Main Street. And the question was, can both of those properties be put under, it says under over, but on one contract?
I ain't understanding the question.
Okay, let me put it right there. Bam. It's a 123 Main Street and a 123A Main Street type of address. So maybe, is it a duplex though? But you know how properties be like the first, it's 2 properties in there in front of each other?
Yeah. No, if they're in the same structure, like the same, just one structure, 2 units, just one address should work.
Okay, but what if it's one parcel but 2 houses?
Well, that's different. Well, no, that's not different. If it's one parcel, then it's just one.
But it's 2 houses that you get on the contract.
Yeah, but you just can put the parcel number there, and that'll identify both houses. You put the address, and then.
So let me ask you this: so I'm the seller, and I'm like, "Hey, I got 2 houses," and you're the wholesaler, a buyer, and you're like, "No, you got 1."
Yeah, if it has one parcel, the county is probably going to only have 1 address. Now, the post office may have 2 addresses.
Right.
But that ain't what you want. You want what the county has. The county, if it's one parcel, I don't care how many houses on it, it's going to probably be 1 address.
Okay, so how do you address that type of situation?
Well, unless it's in most cases, when you see 2 houses on one property, not always, but most cases seem like, from my experience, one of them is just a throw-in. It's going to be like a 1-1. You know what I'm saying? It's not going to be like both of them 3 2s or whatever. But if it is, so I'm still going to evaluate it on one house initially, and just depends on the situation. If both houses are equal, then yeah. But
it's more like a mother-in-law suite. We had a big enough backyard.
It's hard to say without knowing what we're dealing with.
Okay, I got you. That makes sense. But we've seen that before, though.
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah. Okay. What is the best method for going after homes in pre-foreclosure?
What's the best method for going after homes in pre-foreclosure? So we sort of spoke about that a moment ago.
We did.
When dealing with short sales, but to target those, probably the best method is because everybody is trying to reach those individuals. Now, just think about it. Let's back up. So pre-foreclosure means you stop making payments in the bank. Say, hey, we see you're not going to pay us. So now we got to start the process to take our property back, recruit some of our investment that we gave you this money to buy this house. Okay, so if someone is not paying their mortgage, normally not paying other bills, car notes, student loans, credit cards, utilities, so they're probably getting a lot of calls from bill collectors. On top of that, they make the list that a lot of investors are going to target, which is a pre-foreclosure list, right? And so a lot of investors will target those. So they're getting calls from all over. So they're not answering the phone a lot in a lot of cases. So you could try to call them. You could try to send them something in the mail. But in reality, probably the best method is just go door knock and hopefully they're still local and they may be still in the house, or at least you know where they are. That's probably going to be the best method.
All right. Thank you. Jacob Rasta wants to know, how do you get a big plot of land under contract to sell to a big company like Walmart? Now, most places like that, they lease land. Not often do they actually purchase
Walmart
it, right?
will buy there sometimes. You know what I'm saying? It just depends. But what was the question again?
How do you get a big plot of land under contract to sell to a company like Walmart?
Well, yeah, that's so much speculation, man, and it's I have no idea. Let's start there, because you can have a plot of land under contract, and then you can reach out to Walmart. First, you got to know, do Walmart even want to be in that market? Or if they are in the market, do they want to either expand or move a current location? So to probably start with contacting Walmart and seeing even if they'll even deal with you in their real estate and development and I don't know what they call it, growth department. It will start there, first of all. And then from there, then you can try to backdoor where you can go locate a property that they're interested in. Now, I have no idea. I don't know if a Walmart has ever been involved in an assignment of contract or a double close. Probably have, with the number of the amount of real estate they've bought over the last 40 years. But it will start with Walmart to see what they want, if that's your end game or that's your target.
All right, Jay Do, thank you for being in the house. Roberta Jenkins, thank you for being here as well. So Desiree Monique, thank you for being here tonight. Wants to know, how much would you offer for a home that has fire damage?
It just depends. How much would I offer for a house that has fire damage? Obviously, it depends on the condition or how bad the fire is. And then it'll depend on, what the ARV is, because fire damage is just repairs. Now, sometimes houses are not salvageable, meaning that the fire was that bad. So it's going to be case by case. But at the end of the day, it's still repair. So if it needs to be torn down in a new construction, now you have to keep in mind, what is it going to cost per square foot to build a new house? It's going to be probably a minimum of $150. And what I mean by that, if you're going to build 1,000 square foot house, $150 times that is $150,000. So that means that's what it's going to cost to construct a brand new house. And so, are houses selling for that much in that area? If they're not, if they're only selling for 75, then that's not going to make sense. So you just several factors in that, but yeah, you can do it for sure.
All right. So Jason wants to know, do I need to establish an LLC before wholesaling properties, or no? Or how many can I sell until I have to?
All right. I'll say that again.
Do I need to establish an LLC before wholesaling properties, or no? Or how many can I sell until I have to?
Well, if you're trying to establish an LLC, okay, you're running a business. All right. So you need to be in a business entity. But to start, you don't have to have an LLC to start. But after that first deal, you most definitely want to do it. Now, if you can go ahead and get it in motion and it's in your budget, and it doesn't prevent you from having a budget to market to generate leads, then go ahead and get it in motion. Now, if you text the word biz, B-I-Z, to the phone number 205-964-5243, have a company that I can refer you to help you with that. So.
All right. Thank you, Garcia on Instagram. Yes, I do see the comments on there. You haven't posted one. Only person that's been in there is Terenzian's official page and one other person. So go ahead and post that comment in there, and I'll be sure to read it. I just scroll back through, still didn't see anything. So yeah, come there. All right. You just changed it.
I did.
You did. Okay. I was making sure I wasn't crazy. All right. So next question up. I have to find it, but it was, do you assign the contract to the buyer? Do I have to assign the contract to my buyer?
Well, yeah, that's one of the ways you get paid, either through an assignment of contract or a double close. So yeah, it's going to be one or two of those methods in order for you to get paid as far as a wholesale deal.
All right. Thank you for answering that. Okay. So Jacob and Charles, I see you guys down there. But I see your profile initial, not your face. As soon as I see you take that profile picture down and come live, I will bring you on to talk with us. Thank you guys for doing that, though. Can't wait to hear what questions you have to ask. Yes, Stephanie, that is a good suggestion for the individual that was asking about canceling their contract and how can they communicate that with the seller. Stephanie suggested canceling during the inspection period. That is what the inspection period is for, right? To give you the option to turn around.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and you know, you can if you need a contract for all of this, text the word contract to 205-964-5243. So we got a few people on here now.
Yes.
So I mentioned in the beginning, AtlantaCashBuyers.com is available website and domain. And guess what? Coaching directly from me comes with it, right? I'm going to share my expertise on number one, how to market a website and domain like that. And you get the coaching with it. So not cheap. I'm not going to even trip with you because I know how valuable that name could be. Is it worth 50 grand to your year? You know, that's 2 or 3 deals, possibly 4 or 5. We'll just say 5 deals, 10 deals a year. So I'm really selling it cheap in sense of what I know it can produce for the lifetime of your business into retirement. But hey, it is what it is. So hit me up if you're interested. 205-964-5243. AtlantaCashBuyers.com is available along with coaching directly from me. Wow.
All right. New Way. Somebody else joined. I got like 4 people down here that want to be on, and only one person is showing their face. Yep, that's you, Courtney. Courtney look like, is it me? Is it me? Yep, Courtney look like a gamer. Hold on. Let me get him on. Hey, Courtney.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Well, how are you?
How's it going, man?
How's it going?
Good.
All right. So I have a few questions.
All right.
So I actually potentially had a house under contract like the other day, but once I sent over the contract, the guy, he looked it over and he just texted me back and was like, you're not the first person to send me a contract like this, and I don't want to move forward. So I was wanting to know, what could I have possibly done wrong, or did I do anything wrong?
You didn't do anything wrong. You're just going to have people that they don't want to do business with you for whatever reason. Maybe how you approach them, maybe the paperwork that you sent. They may be used to receiving those 13, 14, 15-page contract from real estate agents. So when they see a 1-page contract, it just, you know, they just can't be that simple, you know. So, and then my contract has been out there. So there's going to be different versions of or that exact contract. Somebody may have sent him over that same agreement before, and it didn't go well with them. So it could be as simple as that also. So really nothing you could have really did. Once they start talking like that, I don't really try to overcome that kind of stuff unless it's just a really good deal. And so what you could do is wait a couple of days, maybe next week, have someone else to reach out to him, right? You know, not related to you in the sense that they know you're related to them. Send them a different agreement and you go from there. What were the numbers on it, just out of curiosity?
Actually, you can, if you want to, you can comp it. Well, because the situation was he's selling it himself, because he said like a few years ago somebody ran into the house, ran into their garage, and they moved out of it, and they were in the middle of rehabbing it, but they stopped, and so right now it's just sitting. And from what I ran, I think the numbers was pretty good, but you can tell me if they were or not. I mean, I was able to get what he wanted, possibly.
Yeah. What's the? Let me pull it up here. Present, share screen. All right. Remove this. Okay. So boom. All right. So what's the address?
It's 5807. I'm gonna probably have to spell out the name because I cannot pronounce it. Well,
cool.
Gramercy Place.
Gramercy. Alice. Okay. All right. I just like to look at them real quick. So let's do it right here. Put old Goldie down here. That's an alley though. Let me see. This is the main side. So right here. Okay, so that's the target property. Looks really well maintained.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what this blue tarp is right here. Must
That's
have
where.
had a.
That's
The
where.
garage.
Oh,
Ran
somebody
into it.
ran into it. Oh, how they do that?
He said they was running from the cops or something.
Yeah, because this is
on the opposite
this
side.
is a street right here.
Mhm.
It looks like an alley though.
Yeah, it's like a little side street that's barrier cut off by the freeway.
Oh, okay, like a service road. Okay, all right. Did he give you a price?
Yeah, $750.
Oh, okay. So let's count this. So it's been on the market 118 days. Let's look at the Zillow listing here. He tripping. All right. Yeah. Okay, so it's been on the market 118 days with 1,400 views. That's a little less than 10 views a day, if my math is correct. Divided by 118. So that's definitely overpriced, right? Just based on the activity. Already sort of knew that, but let's look at the comps on it.
Okay.
So decent amount of activity in there. So we got properties right by it. So number one sold for 802 back in December last year. We got an August one here. We got anything in November. Got one down here in November that sold for 843. But okay, let me go back. I didn't really go through this. Okay, so whenever we're comping a property, guys, just for those that are watching, you see the thicker white lines, Royal Lane and Preston Road, and then the thicker yellow line. We try not to cross those. So number 1, 2, 3, those are right by it. So those are the ones we'll probably use anyway. 5 and 6 would probably be in play also. Really want to look at 4. Really want to look at 7 if we don't have to. Number 8. So these. What I can do is just to capture those that we really want to target. I can use the draw tool here to just eliminate everything else. And so once I do my search, all right. All right, so 3 things we like to look at off the top is the year built, the lot square footage, and the square footage of the property itself. Let's do the lot square. I don't see it here. The lot square footage.
Yeah, had a lot size. I'm looking at it as well. They don't have a lot size.
Even on Zillow, they don't have it either. That's interesting. Let me see. Let me make sure. Okay, yes, they do. 0.37 acres. Okay, so is that about the same size as these? Yeah, because those are going to be on there a little under half acre. So it's going to be about the same size. Okay, so we do have, like I said, the property. Ours is 1956. We like to stay in a range of 5 years plus or minus. The lot square footage plus or minus 2,500 square feet. And then the square footage of the property itself within 20% range, which PropStream, which is a tool I'm using, and you're interested in using this same tool, text the word tool to the number 205 964 5243, but it's going to stay in a 20% range plus or minus. So this square footage is 2211. So it goes all the way up on 20% plus 26, what is that? 2653 and the minus 1769. So this property that sold in August is recent. It's a little bit smaller than ours, locked by the same year. It sold for 887. Let's look at the condition of that one. All right, and it's all on MLS, and I don't show the finance. I like to see the ones with financing on it. Let's look at the other one and see the one that sold for 802. We already know he's overpriced. I just want to dive into the numbers because he's asking basically retail on what these properties sold for. And wow, they got an actual loan on this for 1.5. I wonder what they were doing on that. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, let's see here. Let's see how it looked. Hopefully we'll have some photos. All right, no photos on this one though. Okay, so we're going to be in that 800,000 range. All right, so he wants 750,000. He's definitely asking too much, right? So there's nothing to even talk about on that one.
No.
And this is the property which he don't have any photos on his either. So really, this is a time waster here because he's in la land on price with that type of repairs needed. If someone ran into the house, I'm assuming he hasn't repaired it yet.
No, they said he was in the middle of repairing, but then they just stopped and put it on the market. Then he said he took it back off, or process of taking it back off.
All right. Okay. Yeah. So on that one, yeah, there's really nothing you can do on that one there. That's nothing you would want to pursue.
Okay.
What else you got, my man?
When now he asking for this other one. He's asking for a lot, but I mean, now you can tell me it's 6223 Burgundy Road. That's actually not too far from the other one. 60.
Oh, 60.
Yeah, just 60.
How much does he want for this one?
So he told me anything over $1 million.
Yeah.
And
all right. See, I only show one comp here just to look at it without even going over here to Seth. So I only show one property that sold for me. So he's asking for a price for it. So his property was built in 53. This one was 55. The lots are basically about the same. This house that sold for $1 million and it sold in November, which was last month. It's about 400 square feet larger. So he's in la land on the price. Well, he's not in la land on the price because he wants what he wants. But for what we do, he's in la land.
Okay.
Yep. What else you got?
So actually, so somebody just asked a question about a burned house, and I actually just ran across one today. It's all boarded up.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you go about?
Well, you're going to if you know what the address is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they were talking about skip tracing earlier, and I told them I like batch. So I don't know. So what you would do is go ahead and do the property search. So I got a property here already, and so I hope it don't already have it skipped. Let me put one in here we haven't skipped. Let me see.
I can give you the address to the one I ran across.
Go ahead. What is it?
3135 Walnut Hill Lane, Dallas, Texas 75229. I believe that's the one. Let me make sure. Yeah, let's see.
All right. So basically, when you search the property, click here, go to details, and if you want to skip trace it, you just hit skip. Cost you mine say 10 cents because of the plan I have, but be around 12 cents. You'll add, and what you'll do is just go ahead and just name it whatever the street address of that property is, right? And then hit done. Matter of fact, I'll just go that far in the process. I'm gonna just copy all of this. So I hit skip, add new, list name, hit done, and then I hit just skip and it'll skip it. And so once it's skipped, all that information will be down here in this area right here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Last, but so I do have I've been dropping dollars like crazy. Well, actually, because of my job, it kind of requires me to drive. But I've been seeing a whole bunch of vacant lots and lands. So what's the best way to kind of get the price or the value for land?
Wow, man. It's not as simple as it with houses. All right. So we'll just look at this property right here that we already have pulled up. So right here it says the assessed land value is $633,000. All right, which is somewhat of a bad example. Let me see here, because it's almost as much as the house. All right, like now this one here, the land value is $389,000, and the lot is only I forget what we said. It was like 1,700 square feet, which is 0.37 acres. Now houses, see, this wouldn't make sense right here based on this value here, because houses are only selling in the 800s or whatever. So it's going to, once you buy the land and construct it, you'll be right at that 800. So ideally, you will probably try to get it discounted around 250,000. Now, land will be a lot cheaper in some situations. Let me see if I can pull something up. Man, we got so much stuff. Let me see if I can pull one. Where can I get one from? All right. Let me see. I'm gonna go to batch. Let me see here. Trying to get a good example without pulling up a lot of info. Can't do that. Let me just do this first. I'll stop sharing the screen first. All right, let me see here. Let me see where I get that from. Okay, so here's one right here, I think. Paste.
Well, I have one that's vacant. That's an open lot.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me that. I had one, but go ahead and give me that.
7226.
Your camera went out.
Oh, my bad. It was 7226 Meadow Road. Dallas, Texas.
Okay, so what is it?
7226 Meadow Road.
All right. Was a house there before and is not there now or something? Because it's showing single family.
Yeah, I'm assuming so, because it's in between houses.
All right. So yeah, because let me see here. Yeah, see, right now it's still showing a house there. For that address you just gave. This is in the alley. Let me go in the front of it. Okay. Yeah, so see, it's still so there's nothing here right here now.
It's on the other side, yeah. There's nothing there right now.
Oh, okay. Well, these houses here, so this would be a good example, probably. All right, so these houses here, let me see what they're selling for. So number 1, 2, and 3, just showing rental comps. Where's number 6? Around 600. I see 600. Actually see one in the 9. I see one over $1 million. Another one over $1 million. Okay, so the actual land value here, and it's not always you can do it, but I'm looking at the houses selling for basically $1 million. So if you can get them get the land at 10, 15% of the actual ARV, and especially in neighborhoods like this, you're going to probably hit a home run on it.
Okay.
Because now it makes sense to build something in that area.
Right.
Yeah. So if it's $1 million, so 15% of that is 150,000. 20% would be 200,000. So, but yeah, man. So let me get some more people on here, man. Please join us again.
Will do. Appreciate it.
All right, no problem, man.
Thank you. Have a good one.
You too.
All right. Charles, I still see your profile picture, not your face, but making sense. Oh, there's Charles. Charles is ready. Hey, Charles, how you doing? I can't hear you.
We can't hear you. We can't hear you.
Be careful.
Hear me now?
Yes,
Ding,
yes.
dong, ding. Yes,
We
sir.
can hear you.
What you got, man? What's going on?
You said how I was doing. I told you I'm too blessed to be stressed in spite of the mess.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Where are you live streaming from?
Jersey City, Ty.
Okay. All right.
You were with us last week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What 2 weeks?
Yeah, raining and driving.
Oh wow. Be careful, man. Yeah. What you got?
Listen, I I'm trying to get into the situation here, as I told you last time, and my question is it advisable to partner with other wholesalers on a JV if we get the seller and they're willing to contract with me, and I can contract with the seller, or we can contract together, and we're getting in touch with the owner, and then all of a sudden everybody gets a piece of cake? Is that advisable?
Oh yeah. The entire operations are ran at a highly successful level, doing exactly what you're saying. Yes, sir. Just make sure if it's not your deal, the wholesaler that you're dealing with, ideally you want to make sure that they actually have it under contract directly with the seller. There's not two more wholesalers involved in between you and the seller.
So if they have it under the contract already, and the problem is when they have it under contract, they ask me, well, Mr. Madden, what I don't understand is why do you need the seller's number and phone number? If I'm going to JV with you, Ty, that's what I'm saying. I said, well, listen, we need to talk to the seller. If the seller agrees,
maybe I didn't understand in the beginning. No. If it's someone else's deal and they have it under contract, normally you don't want to talk to them unless you just feel like they're not sure what they're doing and they need some help with it or whatever. They can possibly negotiate a better deal and or terms. But in most cases, you don't speak to the seller unless it just has to be or whatever. So to answer your question, yeah.
So if I'm gonna JV with her and I don't have buyers, and she's looking for buyers, and then I give you a call and I email you the property, and you think the numbers run pretty good, you're the one that's going to be speaking to the seller, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Well, no. Now let me back up. No. We don't have to. We still don't have to speak to the seller. Once we get it, we analyze it. We'll have some questions we'll want to field with you to get from the wholesaler. Once we're comfortable with, is everybody's doing is what they say they are and what position they are, then yeah. Now if they just, again, sometimes it may be we have to, but in most cases, no, that's their deal. So we try to make it work based on our experiences and hoping again, and we've been able to verify and vet, everybody's place and what they say they are within the transaction or just that.
Yeah, I just don't want to infringe on their deal. I mean, it's just logical that everybody gets a piece of pie. That's where I know contracting with other, JVs and other wholesalers sometimes can get a little bit nitty witty. You know what I mean?
I got you, most definitely.
Okay. Secondly, is as far as finding buyers, I know that's one of the most complicated things for newbies like myself in trying to find buyers. That's why, I don't mind partnershiping, with you, and I know you'll accept, whatever I have to offer. I do have a property. I don't know if you'd be interested in it, but maybe you could just let me know how to get it to you.
Do this for me. You can just text me at the 205-964-5243, and I'll just shoot you over my email address where to send it.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you, Ty.
No problem at all, man. Please join us again, Charles, and be careful. All right, thank you, sir.
All right, have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, thank you both for joining us live. We got one more up, Making Sense. You ready to make sense?
Always. What's going on, Ty? How you doing, man?
Oh, I'm good. What about yourself?
And I can't complain. If I did, it wouldn't do no good.
Show you right.
Hey, listen. I had 2 properties I wanted you to look at, but I got 1 or 2 questions I want to ask you quickly. As it relates to the prop stream, and the information that you're getting off a prop stream. Most of the time that I've gotten the information in terms of the owner's information is what I'm talking about. After you skip trace the property and got the owner's information, most of them, the information that I've gotten off prop stream is outdated. How do you deal with that? If it's outdated, the numbers.
When you say outdated, do you mean like who you're calling, who owns it now,
Right.
or what?
Yeah, the owners, and then also the property most of the time has already been sold. Like what I do is, and I listen to what you've said before, I compare it. Well, you know, and in other terms, you cross-reference it to Zillow. So when I look it up in Zillow, for the most part, it says it's just sold like November 3rd, 2022. It says just sold, most of them.
Now it depends on I don't know what type of list you're building, but depending on the type of list that you build, so you can filter out length of ownership on properties, right? Prop stream a lot of times, again, depending on the list you're building, it will automatically just sort from the most recent sales dates, right? And so again, depending on the type of list you're building, it's like if you just went in here, let's just do this. I thought you were seeing my screen. Hold on, let me do that.
Because I've seen dates on it where it was like the property was last sold like 2004, and I click on that property 2004, and then I go and cross-reference it to Zillow to see if the property is still offline or off market. It says that the property was just sold.
Yeah, see now that gets into the county level, because prop stream is going to only be as accurate as how current and fast that county produces information. And the only thing, it can't go beyond that. If that county is a couple of months behind on when they say, hey, it sold X number date or whatever, it's nothing prop stream or any tool like it can do anything about that, because they're getting it directly from the courthouse. So it's that county's delay on how they produce their information. Now, if they sold in November, that's not a long time in this business as far as data or whatever. Most of them are not that current that if it just sold a month ago, that it's going to show immediately in a database.
Right. Gotcha. I understand that. That makes sense. Makes sense.
Now, of course, now Zillow may have it because it's sold through MLS, and that may be the difference also. So it just I would have to just look at it, and I can just tell you normally what that means.
Okay.
But when you're building a list, the majority of the list is going to be the person that you're targeting.
Gotcha.
Majority of it. If you're building a list now, you're doing just spot, checking or whatever, but you're building a list of 1,000, it's normally going to be who you were looking for. Okay.
So now, as it relates to the information, like the phone numbers and things like that, that's because a lot of DNCs that I've been looking at as well. That's against the law to contact them. But how do you get the information on the property?
Well, if it's on a DNC, that just means don't contact them by phone. Their information is still available as far as who owns the property, their mailing address. Normally, it's going to be a mailing. If you're not going to, if they're on the DNC, then the next step is to contact them by mail or someone knocks on the door or whatever. So.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. All right, that's fair enough. Next question: building a buyer's list. I ran into a few buyers. I just listened to the last caller a minute ago, and I did have a lady in the area that wanted me to do a JV with her. But I ran into another guy from his sign. He said he knows this lady, and said that she stiffed him on a deal. So so she's shiesty. She's shiesty. I mean, from that information, from that perspective, I'm going to deal with her.
That's all. That's it. You move on.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, you move on. Okay, this property. Well, first of all, how do you get the, I would call them like serious motivated buyers?
Having
What's
great
the good
deals.
way? Yeah.
You say serious motivated buyers?
Right. Because a
Or,
lot
or
of
do
the
you
buyers
mean,
that I found,
trust me, the conversation goes totally different if you have something that they want.
Okay.
It just
I'm
is.
gonna trust you on that.
And you're giving away money. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? You're having
Right.
that conversation. You don't have anything. Some of them will talk to you, just depending on what they got going on. But you never know when you're calling someone what they just, especially in this world, hey, they just got a bill for a roof they didn't know they had to put on the house. You just called them. So the conversation ain't gonna probably go that well or whatever.
Right.
They just found out they got to spend another $7,000 to $10,000 on the house that they were not expecting or whatever.
Right.
But if you called them and you had a property that you wanted to wholesale to them and the numbers work, totally different conversation.
Gotcha. All right. No problem. That sounds good. Okay, here's a property. Tell me what you think about it.
All right, hold on a second. All right. Let me change this over. All right. What's the address?
1519 Old Eastern Avenue, Essex, Maryland.
All right. So what type of property is this?
When I was looking at it, it's mixed in terms of the use. You can use it for commercial, office, or residential.
Okay. So if I'm looking at it, okay. So yeah. Yes, it appears to be zoned. What does it say here? Basement type. County Land Use Code CR. So it's property top class commercial. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm even gonna pull the comps on this. Let me see. Let's see here. Let me see if it'll pull likes to likes. Yes, it's not going to pull likes to likes on that. So we're going to have to treat it as a house. It only pulls the one comp here. If I go out a mile for 322, the lot is a lot bigger. I mean, a lot smaller than yours, and the property is smaller also. And it's sold for 322. So let's see what this. I just out of curiosity, what the assessed value is on it. Have you already reached out to them?
No, I'm in the process of reaching out to them. This is one of those houses I was sharing with you that reaching them is tough.
Yeah, well, it's in an LLC. That's the problem. That's why you're just not going to use a skip tracing service because they normally just going to need an actual name, first name and last name, and not a business name.
Gotcha. Right.
All right. So on something like this, you just Google the address and see what you come up with initially, right? And oh, is it the same address? That's the same address. Okay, so now I'm assuming it was hopefully it's registered in the state of Maryland, and I don't know how you all do it up there, but I know that through the Secretary of State here, you can see who registered the actual business entity. In this case, an LLC, and normally it has a mailing address, and you just reach out to them. Hopefully, it's different than this, but it's normally going to have a name attached to it. Who registered. Maybe now it may be an attorney or maybe even a property manager or something like that, but it does at least have that particular option. So,
gotcha.
So if you can, that's where I would start there.
Gotcha. No problem. No problem. No problem at all.
All right.
What's the next one? I think we've seen this one before, but I still want to get your opinion on it. And because I've spoken with the seller, the owner of the property, several times. She wants to sell, but her price. I'll give you the address: 156 South Hilton Street, Baltimore, Maryland.
All right. So it's a townhouse. Should be fairly easy to comp. Now I don't show any sales right in here in this same block here where this building is located, but number 1 and 2, I can only assume that they're similar. They sold for number 2 sold for, well, it doesn't show what it sold for. Let's see, number 3 sold for $100,000. Number 4 sold for $135,000.
Right.
So let me just make sure though. Let me make sure I'm comparing likes to likes here. So let me just do property type. All right, townhouse. Yeah. So yeah, that's accurate. So what does she want for it?
She's asking 75.
What's the condition?
It need a lot of work inside. Yeah. She said the roof is fine. She said the roof is like 7 years old.
Yeah, if it needs a lot of work and that's 75,000, you just do your math. So if we that's a little bigger. So I see this 135 that sold in August. So it's a little bigger than yours. It's sold at $92 a square foot. So let's say 1320 times what I say, $92. So that's 121 times 70. So we're at 85,000. So it needs, if you say it needs a lot of work, so we're probably talking on 1320 square feet, another probably 40,000 in repairs. So we're at 45,000. You hadn't added your money in there. So you say if you want to make 10 grand on it, so we would be at 35 grand. So, which I could have done all of that in my deal calculator over here, but just for the sake of time. But yeah, so you're quite a bit off on that one with her.
Okay, that's a no deal.
Numbers work or they don't.
That's right. That's right. Sir. I appreciate it, man. I'm gonna keep on grinding, brother. Keep on grinding.
All right, make it happen.
Will do. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
Have a good one.
Yeah. What else we got in here?
We have Joe 2.0 and we have Dr. Samuel Dansby. So Joe, you ready? What's up?
Wow, thank you, Tyrone, for the opportunity to be on here, and thank you for your content. So
yes,
I have a property I would like to partner up with you. Can you run the comps, please?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right, what's the address?
So I did send it to your text, but I don't know if you got it. The link that this real estate agent, she sent me, but it is 13198 PAWNEE Drive.
You said 1319198. Oh, 98.
Okay, and that is a Drive, Pawnee Drive. Yeah, there you go. There you go.
All right.
So this is you see it, 3-bedroom, 2-bath.
Yeah, let me just see what we got here. Reno Valley. Okay, so $499. Been on the market 68 days, 499 views. So we know it's overpriced just on the little activity there. So what are they? We see what they're asking. So let's comp it before I even get into that. They'll just see. All right. So it looks like all of these are in play right here. Right. So all of that's in play. All right. So now we're going to look for the most recent transaction. So November, we got a November sale here. Ours is a 1987. I mean, 86 is a 1987. The lot is a little bigger. The property is a little bigger. So it's sold at, so she has it priced at basically retail, a little more, because I would say it would probably be a little less than this one here. So let's look at the condition of it. So definitely livable. Okay. All right. So, and what price point you all are talking about?
She's talking about a $499, but the seller is willing to go down a little bit. But she's a real estate agent. This is a whole, she does it by their rules.
Yeah. So this is in Riverside County. Okay. So, well, let's just do this. So I'm saying the property, she has it overpriced, number one. So because if I look at this one comp here at $298 per square foot, multiplied times the 1304, we're looking at around 388. So they're like tremendously overpriced already. Because the comp that I'm using sold for 465 is a year newer. The lot is almost double, and it's over 200 square feet larger. Now let me look at the condition of this and what it sold in, just out of curiosity. Okay, so yeah. All right. Hopefully we got some more than this one photo here. Let me see. And we do. Okay, boom. All right. So yeah, so this one was well maintained. I don't think that's a stage property, is it? Let me see. Nah, they live there. But yeah, they well maintained it or whatever. So I don't think the property that she's selling even look like this, right? And so yeah, this one here, Joe, I would pass on. It's
Really?
Way off. It's way off.
How about, can I do an audacity offer and be like, look, we got it for $100,000 less than that, 388, 592.
Yeah, so you could just tell her the comp that you're using. Say, hey, I see a property that's sold at this address right here. I'll pull it up over here for you again. So what is this? 13193 9 Bark Street in Moreno Valley. It sold for 480, and see, I'm showing 465, but that's cool though. So even at 480, let's redo that. So we take the square footage, 15, so 480 divided by 1560. So that's 307 per square foot times 1304. So yeah, so we're just a little over 400,000, right? So you can tell this house sold at 307 per square foot is what I'm trying to say. PPSF, and ask her, how are you pricing it at 499? And this house only just sold for that, right? And it's in better condition.
Okay,
that's where I'll start the conversation on. Where did you get this price point from?
Well, I would imagine that they inflated retail, real estate world.
Well, yeah, but we're not there anymore. That's what she's. Wait a minute, say she had been following things. Interest rates have doubled since this time last year, or whatever, and that affects pricing. So that's why it's not. It's just showing you it's not getting a lot of activity. 68 days, 499 views. That's only like, especially in a heavily populated area like Southern California, that's only like 7 views per day. It's tremendous. And then she's already cut it 20. She had it over 510. I mean, at around 520. I'm sorry, or whatever. Now, if it were me, I wouldn't waste any more time on it. She's so far from this being a deal, man. She's so far from this being a deal.
So thank you for that. Tyrone, when it's in this type of situation and it's 100,000 difference from what they're offering in this case, a real estate agent, and when you run the numbers, when it's that 100,000 mark, don't waste my time on it. Trying to talk them down and let them know.
Yeah, this is one that's easy to walk away from because, okay, so they're just 100,000 off where should be pricing it at retail if it was in retail condition. You're not buying anything close to retail. So the real number, ARV, is around 400,000. You're out in Southern California, so instead of 70%, we would do 80%. So 80% of that number, you would need to be at 320. And that's not even excluding any repairs or anything. So that's what I'm saying. She's at 499. So you're really about 200,000+ off. So that's why you don't even have to waste any more time on this.
Okay, thank you. So okay, thank you. I did want to talk to you about so I see your videos and the people that come in to close the property, right, during the contract. I wasn't sure if the terminology was a title company or a escrow company. So check this out. I contacted her and I said I contacted my local Latino real estate agents, and I started talking about, hey, do you have properties off the market? I'm a local wholesaler and I would like to partner with you. Some are like, no, I don't like wholesalers. Others, yes. So I marked that in my paper notebook. I'm like, this guy said no, this guy said no, this guy said yes. So I reached out to my local real estate agent and she's like, yeah, I got what are you looking for? I go, I need a title company that comes in and checks out the property after. Check this out, make a long story short. I contacted the title lady and she said, so from the TikTok you just put out, the one that the 2 purchase and sell agreements, one for the seller and one for the buyer, and we get paid through the assignment fee and not double closing. I send this to her, and you know what she responds? She goes, hi, Joab. I spoke with upper management. They need more specifics. All parties involved would need to sign disclosure documents stating they are aware of the transaction and what the sell-by prices are. To be honest, we don't really ever see these take place, and we're one of the largest title companies out there. I want to help you if we can, but I also want to be upfront with you. Hopefully we can make it happen. Is that normal? Do both sides got to know what I'm making?
No. But it's not normal, but it's not a big deal either.
It's not a big deal.
Well, let me just say well, in my deals is normal or whatever, but normally they only explain like what the seller, their side of the HUD-1 statement was basically like an invoice to explain who's paying what, who's receiving what, and then they explain the buyer side of it. Now, but don't even worry about that part of it. The main thing, because if you find a deal, you're out in Southern California. I know tons of guys out there that are killing it. Getting a title company or an escrow company is the least of your worries to close your wholesale deals. Just find a great deal, and dealing with agents, that's just a different world. It's possible. People do it all the time. Not one of the best methods when you're starting out. If you really don't understand their mindset and what they're looking for, I strongly advise against it. But ideally, what anyone that's doing this, ideally, what I would strongly recommend is that you always just use my deal calculator. And in California, you'll change the 70% to 80%, Southern California. But you're still gonna have to have the right ARV, and that's just gonna save you a lot of time on wasting time on stuff that has no chance of being a deal. Like in this situation, you're so far off from this being a deal, it's ridiculous.
Okay, thank you for that. Last thing. So, man, I wish I could make my first deal before the end of the year. So by the time 2023 comes, I had my foot in the door. You said don't waste any time. Oh my gosh, I'm still jabbing at this. How about if I reach out to her and I'm like, look, we could do 320 so it could be worthy for my cash buyer. How about that? What do you think about that?
Well, yeah, you can make the offer. Offers are free.
Offers are free.
Yeah, offers are free. I'm just letting you know. See, 320 doesn't, and you don't want to ever say to her that, hey, so I can work for this with my cash buyer. You are the buyer, right? Yeah, you're the buyer. So, but to answer your question, again, you can reach out to her. You really don't, 320 doesn't work. I'm just giving you where it needs to start. You need to probably be around more like well, I've seen the house. It doesn't need that many repairs, but you still want to try to get up to a retail price. Maybe 270 would be a good number. or whatever. So you're that far off. That's what I'm telling you. You're so far off from where, because they're asking full price on a house that still needs. I'm sorry, they're asking $100,000 over full price on a house that still needs renovations.
How much did you estimate on this one, Tyrone?
It's not that big of a house, so maybe 30 grand, 40 max. To get it in the retail shape.
So if
I don't have a small number of picture photos, but yeah. So
if I tell her 320, so it's gonna be you said 30, that's 40, 50, 60, 360. And if I offer to the seller 380, and I offer to the buyer 380, and I offer to the seller 320, you think I got something there?
No, that's not how it works. Okay, so they're asking 400. She's asking 499. All right. Let me pull this up really quick. Because it'll make it a little bit more clear. All right. So we got my deal calculator here, right? Okay. So I said deal. So we're going to change this to 80% because you're in Southern California, right? So we said the number was 400,000 as far as the ARV. All right. So I'm just going to say, just 30,000.
That is the ARV 400,000. Oh my God.
The ARV is 400,000. So something like this, I'm trying to make at least 20 grand, right? Okay. So this is where you would have to be, right? So 80% times 400,000 minus 30,000 equals 290. That's what you would put it back out there to your cash buyer for, right? But with the seller in this situation, dealing with the agent, you would need to be around 270. They're asking 499. You're $230,000 off, basically.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. You can do it. It's just if you want the experience, but if you want to get hung up on fast tomorrow, make it happen. Because that's what's going to happen. You're asking them to take half.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to punch a deal in.
One of my main objectives when I'm teaching this stuff is to prevent you from wasting time. And that's what this calculator is for. Don't forever fall in love with a property.
Oh my God.
You're falling in love with a property and it has no chance of being a deal, a wholesale deal. See, that's part of what the calculator is for. If it does nothing else, it prevents you from wasting time on stuff that has no chance of being a deal. The numbers are right here.
Right.
Would you take, if you're selling your property, would you go from 499 down to 270?
Never in a million years. Now I feel like they're wasting my time.
All right, so move on. It's the same thing. It's a no-brainer.
Okay. And to partner, thank you for your time and your intel. To partner up with you, do we send what's a text? What is a text?
It's 205-964-5243.
I'm sorry, what is a word? I mean,
well, ideally what you'll do is you'll just text me and I'll send you over the information on it or whatever. So
okay, thank you. So once again, the rule of thumb is you're trying to maneuver anything with a real estate agent that hits that 100,000 plus mark. That's a waste of time.
It is not that cut and dry. Just use the calculator. Just use the calculator. It's on dealator.com.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
there's no reason to reach out to them unless those numbers are working there or close to it. We're not even close to those numbers.
Okay, last question. Thank you. I will use the deal later. Do you think I'm going to run into this type of deal with real estate agents, or would it change?
It's not as often. That's why I talk about building lists, to cold call those lists, text messaging, which I have tons of videos to explain all of that from A to Z or whatever. It happens with agents, but it's just more difficult.
It's more difficult.
You have to really know what you're doing when you're dealing with agents.
Definitely. Last one. Is there any way I can partner up? I have a cash buyer. Is there any way I can partner up with some of the California connects?
Yeah. If they are buyers, they're buyers, they're wholesalers or whatever. Again, you got to find them a deal. They love to partner with you. You got to find them a deal. That's it. You're no good to them if you don't find them a deal. Right. You know what I'm saying? So you got to understand what makes a deal and how to negotiate that.
Definitely. Thank you for your time, Tyrone. It was good meeting you, and thank you for your content. I'm always there trying to comment on your videos. You have a good night. Thanks for everything.
All right, Joe, man. Please join us again.
Thank you. Good night.
Yes, sir. All right, guys. We've been rolling hard, man. AP got to go too. So if you didn't get your question answered, post them in the comments section. But the topic for today was let's partner in 2023. It's simple. Just text me 205-964-5243. We'd love to partner with you on land, on houses, self-storage, apartment buildings. Ideally, I just want you to be dealing directly with the seller, and it's off market in most cases. So those are just two simple parameters there, and we can make it happen. TikTok, Instagram, I hope we still rolling there. Remember, we've got AtlantaCashBuyers.com is for sale if you're interested in purchasing that. And it comes with coaching if you purchase. Hit me up. I'll send you what it costs. We can work something out. Remember, offers are free. Let's get it. Whatever you celebrate, Christmas or not, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, blah, 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 blah. And anything you want to add, AP?
Merry Christmas. Ho, ho, ho.
Christmas just ain't Christmas without the one you love.
And we out.
Flip man, it's the flip man. You want some money in your hand? Flipping houses without credit or your cash. Get that bag.